I wish to tell a story. Of the chicken that came home. Well, what has that to do with meditation? You will know later. When I was young, I was staying in Penang, and we stay in Terry's house, but we have a very long backyard. So I was young, and one day my mom decided to rear some chickens. She went to the market and bought, I think, around one basket, 20 or 30 chicks, small chicks. She brought it home, and then we put it at the back of the house. We have a small garden at the back, and rear the chicken there, and so these carry on, the leftover food and all that. So we'll feed the chicken. As time goes by, the chicks get bigger and bigger, and so my dad makes some chicken house inside the house at the back of the house, the back portion, and makes a row of chicken coop or something like that. At night we will sort of open the door, and the chicken will go inside and sleep. So this goes on 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, and the chicken is getting bigger and bigger. And so the same thing happened in the evening, about 6, getting dark. Someone will open the door. We have an iron door at the back. At the backyard, it is fenced up. So the chicken were all waiting outside. And when the door opened, they were march into their chicken house. And then all will just march in. Then we'll lock it up and go to sleep. So this happened every night, the same. So before dinner, we open the door when it's getting dark, so that they won't get lost. They'll come in and sleep. So one day, as usual, as my mom opened the door, they march in, and she was counting the chicken, and one was missing. But this time, chicken have grown up, and they're able to jump across the fence, or rather fly across the fence. They'll fly standing on the fence, and then they will jump over the other side, and they'll just go look for food. Not the usual food that we feed, some outside food. Then they'll fly in again. So one was missing. So my mom was thinking, what happened to this one? Got lost. Somebody might have stolen the chick. So dinner time, she will complain that somebody might have stolen the chick. One is missing. So she said, perhaps tomorrow this chick will come back. Next day, she purposely start counting again. Still, that one is missing. Didn't come back. So during dinner, we were discussing and we were talking, and my brother says that probably this chicken is somebody's stomach. It's not coming back. It's 3 days. It's not coming back. So we forget about it. And we will, as usual, open the door, and around 6 o'clock, all the chicken gone into the coop. We lock the iron door, and we have our dinner. So we have around about 7 or 8. Then there was knocking on the door at the back. We were having our dinner at the back of the house, near the kitchen. Knock, 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 knock. There was knocking at the door. And he said, who is knocking at the door so late? It's around 8 something, it's dark. And why at the back? Probably somebody knocked in front, but we are all at the back, so they come to the back. But the back was fenced up and locked. You know, you have to jump across the fence to get into the iron door and knock. So he said, hey, don't care, don't bother maybe. Don't know who's playing a fool. So don't bother. But he keep on knocking. Knock, 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 and then he stops. And knock, 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 and he stops again. Then my mom said, ask my elder brother, okay, now go and open the, peep through the door slowly and see who is knocking at the door at the back. So my elder brother just opened and peep out. He said, nobody lah. How come nobody? They keep on very persisting, knocking, and how come nobody? So we are staying quite secluded. Well, the idea of ghosts may arise in the mind. Somebody knocking but nobody. I'm saying, look again. And look. And he looked down and he saw the chicken. The chicken was there. He was wanting to come in. So my brother said, hey, our chicken it's coming home, it's home, it came home. So we opened the gate, the chicken walk in, just like tuk, you walk in, and he dropped down dead. We do not know why. I suppose it must be bitten by a snake because we were staying there quite secluded, or must have eaten something wrong or sickly. But after 3 days, the chicken came home because it is home. Every night you will march in, go to the chicken coop, and all the friends are there. They sleep until next morning, then they start marching out again and, play around. So that is home. So he must be very sickly, and he still came home. Because it's home. It is home. It is a place where the chicken feels secure, with a lot of friends around, where he sleeps every night. It is home. What has that to do with meditation? It reminds me of meditation. It reminds me of home when you meditate. When you put your mind to the rising, falling. When you put your mind there. When you develop your concentration. When it's strong enough, there's this samadhi, peace and tranquility. That is where home is. That's where you feel very safe, very secure. It doesn't matter what happened. You just focus your mind to rise and fall. There's no fear, no agitation, no disturbances. There's no hardship. You don't feel a lot of hardship. You feel a lot of worries of life. Sometimes the outside world makes our mind very disturbed. Outside world, a lot of anger, angry people, a lot of frustrated people, a lot of troubled people, and you happen to meet with them. They give you a lot of trouble, cause you a lot of mental pain. Outside world, sometimes there's so much problem, and then people give you so much problem, even though you don't hurt them, you don't harm them, you don't disturb them, but they still give you problem. From the outside world, there's no peace, no tranquility. You don't feel safe, don't feel happy. But when you meditate and put your mind there, in this rising and falling, every moment, your mindfulness is there, your mind is there. You are at home. There's peace and tranquility. And you watch your mind and see there's no fear, there's no agitation, no disturbances. Nobody bothers you. Nobody disturbs you. That's where home is. And when you maintain the tranquility, if you keep on watching it, noting it, it builds up the ekakata, one-pointedness of mind. And when a concentration is developed, there arises clarity of mind. Mind becomes very clear. Every moment of rise, every moment of fall, they're able to comprehend it clearly. So it is called clear comprehending. Mind that is clear comprehending. Now when you can see the object clearly, then you see the nature. See the nature of all phenomena. This phenomena, see its impermanence, to see its constant change. Once it's down, it goes up. When it's up, it goes down. Without anybody controlling it, it just goes up, it just goes down. It's changing. Nobody controlling it. It is not satisfactory if you don't stand still. Every time you catch hold of it, it is no more. So it's not satisfactory at all. Internally, externally, it's the same phenomena. It keeps on going on. And once it is clearly perceived, then the mind let go. That is where wisdom is. When you see clearly, wisdom arises. Insight, wisdom arises. And when insight, wisdom arises, it let go. It does not cling on, because it's not possible to cling on. It is like you're just doing your duty. You do what needs to be done. You need to take care of your children, take care of them properly, see they grow up, see they get a good job, see they get married, see they're happy, see they don't make mistakes, see they don't suffer. What ought to be done? You just do it. But you know you can't cling to it. There's this knowing, there's this wisdom, that whatever it is, it is. You can only do that much. You can't do everything. You can't protect them forever. You can't take care of them forever. You can't prevent anything bad from happening to them forever. Now, they have their own karma, but you do your best. Doing is just like doing. Just do things with compassion, with loving kindness, because that's what wisdom is. When wisdom arises, there is right thinking. And thinking is compassion and kindness, not harming. That's what right thinking is. Seeing like seeing, hearing like hearing. You just hear without cleaning. You just see without cleaning. Just eat without cleaning. And the body, you feel the pain when you're sick. It's just the body consciousness. Consciousness, the body is conscious of the pain. And that is it. That is it. It is just the body consciousness. There's no clinging to it. Once there's clinging to it, it brings a lot of pain. There's this knowing. That is wisdom meditation. That is wisdom meditation. It slowly grows, not suddenly. As you sit, develop that concentration. The more you develop it, the more peace of mind, tranquility arises. The more deeper it goes, the more clarity is the mind. And where you see things as they really are, when wisdom arises, then there is no cleaning. When there's no cleaning, there's freedom. There's peace of mind. You just eat because you need to eat. Otherwise you die. Otherwise you get sick. You eat because you need to eat. You eat without cleaning. You hear, you need to hear. You need to understand things. You need to correct your mistakes if there are. You see because you need to see. You need to cross the road. But see things with compassion, with kindness. Seeing like seeing, hearing like hearing, the Buddha says, tasting like tasting, touching like touching. I do it with love and compassion. And you have peace of mind. Because your mind rises with wisdom. So you have peace of mind. The chicken that came home, seeing with your Dhamma eyes, it reminds me that even dying, the chicken come back to die. Because there's no way else. The chicken wants to die. He wants to come back home to die, to rest peacefully with all his other chicken that he's brought up with. He feels safe. He feels safe. So when the door was open, he just walked in. But he's too weak. So the chicken just fall down dead. But he's home. That's what the mind is, When we meditate, that's what the mind is. That's what home is. When we feel secure, safe, peaceful, happy. If you are not influenced, you are not clinging, attaching to objects internally and externally,